You're on a date with the horniest man, woman in the world. You get $1 million if you say something that makes them not want sex from you. What do you say? Can't wait to blow cummies in your puss. I saw someone say that on Reddit before and it's haunted me randomly for 2 years now. Edit. Thanks to the AO bot. https www.reddit.com/askreddit/comment/your_red_the_man woman_in_the/h54cu UD UTM_source equals share and UTM_medium equals web2x and context equals 3. For putting the dollop of smegma on this shit cake. Greater than can't wait to woo BWOW cummies in you puss. Going to go walk into the ocean now. So I guess I should mention that I have hepatitis A through E. It's one of the only things I didn't get an F in. I love you. Alright. You might want to wear protection though, so the pimples on my dick don't pop inside you. I hope I'm not presumptuous, but I pre-shit the bed before I came out. I'll only *UCK you for $2 million. I start bombarding them with tank knowledge. Hey. I joined this really cool company. Do you maybe want me to explain it to you and also join? There's a beginner's bundle that costs $500, but I promise you with some work you can make good money. For every one of these responses, there is a corresponding fetish that invalidates it. I don't need to say anything. I'll just show up. I'm starting to like you and think we should go on a second date. Start a self-debate on politics. They get no say in the debate. Hello fellow sex offender. I show up with my wife and children and we eat at Applebee's. And this is my ultramarine army. I thought the warts on my penis would be gone by today. I mean, you don't really need to wipe if you take a shower every other day, am I right? Hey mom. What are you doing here? It has been a while since I made love to a woman who still has a pulse. Smile for the camera. Start singing 1,800 Cars for Kids. Just keep talking endlessly until they give up. This is a talent. Talk rapidly from one ridiculous thing to the next until their head explodes or they nap. Oh, I actually voted for less than politician greater than. Hey, I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I need this relationship to have a future because I need babies. That's right, big, screaming babies shooting out of my uterus. Just stacking up like cordwood. Yes, sir. That's all I ever think about the future. Babies. And commitment. Future. Babies. Commitment. Future. Babies. Commitment. 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 Just be myself. It's worked flawlessly so far. Ha. Ha. I'm sad now. So, AMD is by far the most superior tech giant because of the fact that they make multi-threaded chips. Clocking above 3.5 MHz. As a mom. Puke into a glass and drink it. Honest to God, I'll probably just go really into detail about how I had a yeast infection for like a year that I couldn't clear up. Nobody wants to hear that. Especially with how detailed I could get. Peas, I'm so cut that my most popular comment is about a horrific yeast infection, tears of joy loudly crying. **UCK off, I want to sleep. **. A thing I told a very hot classmate on a trip to London who wanted to get frisky with me. I had a very good and uneventful 8 hours of sleep. I'll tell them that I am from Reddit. Just to be clear, before we have sex we're going to have to stop by the SPCA. We're going to need a couple of dogs, a few cats, and hopefully they've got a guinea pig. I tried with a rabbit one time, but it just doesn't work. I put on my robe and wizard hat. Don't worry about afterwards. I have penicillin from 1968, stolen from a Maude episode. I'll give you $1,000 if you say that you will not have sex with me. I'd just say cold pasta over and over as I rub 2 ice cubes counterclockwise on my nipples. Your skin is very soft, it would make for an excellent coat. I'm an accountant. Can I shit in your ass and watch you shit my shit? The only way I'll have sex with you is if you halt your free trial of WinRAR. Pay for the full version and fully read the terms, conditions and licensing agreement. I post videos of myself smoking a blunt every day on my Snapchat story and I'm not addicted, but I make fun of people when they cough and I'm not really chill unless I'm high and I'm a weed guy. I'm a stoner. I don't drink alcohol. BC that shit shouldn't be legal, but yeah, I spend all my money on that bag or something like that. Sorry I'm late. Doctor's appointment ran late after my doctor told me the green stuff on my penis wasn't fuzz but a rare form of an infectious disease. How do you feel about scat? I've got syphilis. In a British accent. I'm related to your siblings. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? The puss acts as lubrication. If I go by experience, hello. I'll give you $500,000 if you don't have sex with me. Boom. Easiest $500,000 either of us ever made. Start crying and say that I'm on my period and go into excruciating detail about that and then say, at least I'm not pregnant, and go into a play-by-play of what that's like. Complete with the birthing process. Edit. These replies make me uncomfortable. Can you see my skin crawling? Everyone is trying to make a scenario where they say it at the date. I am just observing that the rule doesn't tell you asterisk when asterisk you have to say it. Raid. Shadow Legends is an immersive online experience with everything you'd expect from a brand new RPG title. It's got an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of never-before-seen champions to collect and customize. I never expected to get this level of performance out of a mobile game. Look how crazy the level of detail is on these champions. Raid. Shadow Legends is getting big real fast. So you should definitely get in early. Starting now will give you a huge head start. There's also an upcoming special launch tournament with crazy prizes. And not to mention, this game is absolutely free. So go ahead and check out the video description to find out more about Raid. Shadow Legends. There. You will find a link to the store page and a special code to unlock all sorts of goodies. Using the special code, you can get 50,000 silver immediately. And a free epic level champion as part of the new players program. Courtesy of course of the Raid. Shadow Legends devs. I'd say I have showered in weeks, but then again some men will *uck anything with a pulse. Tell them your crabs love fresh meat. I don't want to have sex with you. They're horny, not a rapist. Magic the Gathering is not just a hobby of mine. I would consider myself an investor. Anyways, here's Wonderwall. So I was on Reddit the other day. Me. Have you ever caught gonosyphilopylades from a micro dick? Do you want to? All I need to say is, will you marry me? Tada. $1 million. If that doesn't work, then step 2. Great, then you can help me tend to my chronic weeping lesion. I call him Earl. Talk about MLM lol. Herpes is a real drag. I am underage. What's your favorite concentration camp? It's not what I say, but how I say it. Do the energy vampire thing from What We Do in the Shadows. In a monotone, unequaled manner. Describe a very mundane thing and its history. Or literally just say obvious things about it. Try to stretch this for as long as possible. If this becomes difficult, segue into other boring and obvious things. The trick is to sound like you're very interested in only talking about these things and nothing else, barely acknowledging that the other person exists, while also assuming they do or do not share knowledge or enthusiasm, yet maintaining a very steady monotone voice. However, you also want to do this in a way that shows that a written version would have no paragraph breaks. It's just non-stop droning that should put people to sleep but just doesn't let them somehow. If they do, it's a micronap where they can't even be sure they did sleep. This will be aided by the monotone voice that will make it very difficult to tell if they missed anything. You just keep droning on and on and on. And they either leave or they continue to listen out of some sense of obligation. Never quite off-put to get aggravated but too nice to just stop what's happening. With just the right amount of attention to allow them to feel engaged yet also little enough consideration that they never quite find a natural point to turn the conversation or interject. If they do manage to get a word in edgewise, you can simply continue off what they said and steer it right back to the monotone. This is a sneaky way to let them feel like some kind of progress is being made but keeps them from actually engaging. They'll continually wonder if they are actually conversing or if they've just been listening to you talk. They'll be present enough to remember that they've conversed but too bored to understand that their conversation hasn't really been a conversation and has been going on for far too long. This will go especially well if you can find a way to keep them from checking the time. But if they do check the time, you can pretend to politely remark on it in a way that seems like you're a genuinely curious but mildly guilts them for checking the time when all you've done is try to talk to them. You can also return to old topics and make lame jokes about coming full circle. Bonus points can be had if you seem to return to things they've talked about because they'll feel even more obligated to give you a fair chance because you've been listening to them. So walking out on you would be and rude. Once this has been going on long enough, they'll be caught in an endless circle of trying to find a way out without seeming rude and reminding themselves that it would be cruel to simply walk out on you when you're simply engaging them in conversation. You can even get a waiter involved briefly to add on more guilt by seeming somewhat interesting to them. But because the interaction will be brief, they won't feel as bored. So the other person will start questioning if maybe they're a bad person to have these thoughts and will double down on not being rude by trying to engage more. But of course you simply absorb the new comments and go off on yet another tangent inspired by them interacting with you, and this way you can add a fresh layer of entrapment on them. It'll become like a coat of paint that you apply over and over again as they continue to squirm underneath this monotone torture that never ends. So anyway, that's how I won $1 million. I have AIDS. Wanna see my Reddit karma? I had Taco Bell earlier and am feeling a lil bubbly. Can I wear a fursuit? My kink is for you to not want sex from me. Paradox loop of them finding that hot, them instantly not wanting sex from me in order to please me ensues. They stroke out and die. Technically, them being dead is them not wanting sex from me. I win. Well, I'd be giving 'em a 14-hour lecture on why the Supra Mk4 and Nissan R34 is overrated. And on top of that, I'll show them my book on why I hate those cars so much and showcasing different engines that are better than 2JZ and the RB26. After all of that, I will give another lecture on why Mojang should add a flintlock pistol and functional cannon and why they add to the fantasy of Minecraft. So have you heard about cryptocurrencies? I think some of you are underestimating the power of horny. I have maggots coming out of my penis and you can see them bulging out my scrotum. I've got the worst luck with condoms, and that caused 2 abortions and 5 STDs. Start spewing my random history knowledge. I'm a mod on politics. You see, the lore in Bionicle is really deep. If you try to have sex with me, I will literally kill you with this knife. Guys, I feel like I nailed this question. Props to you for replying to everyone.